Tuchel and Chelsea are proving to be football's perfect short-term marriage. Roman Abramovich will look on with pleasure if Thomas Tuchel can deliver Chelsea's first Premier League title since 2017 this year. The current wait matches the longest drought endured in West London since the Russian billionaire's arrival. And Tuchel Abramovich has one of the world's best coaches and has armed him with an impressive squad, albeit much of it inherited. The pieces are in place and the Blues currently sit top, which comes after their Champions League triumph in May. Abramovich and Tuchel embraced on the pitch at the Estadio do Dragão, but that will mean little if things go south. The German, right now, is performing impressively, and all is well at Stamford Bridge, but things never stay that way for long, especially at Chelsea. Abramovich's trigger-happy finger has been criticized, but it is a model that has yielded trophy after trophy. In short, it works. Tuchel will do well to last 3 years, and that is no reflection on him. The longest tenure of any manager in the almost 2 decades under Abramovich is 3 years and 3 months. If you look at the German's past, though that may well suit him. He has not spent more than 3 years in either of his past 2 roles at Borussia Dortmund and PSG. Football is becoming increasingly short-term. Have an impact, and then move on. The yearning for longevity requires 2 parties to work in tandem. Tuchel and Abramovich have, in recent times, proven themselves incapable of doing so given the stakes are so high. That said, the nature of the 2 individuals could mean this is the perfect short-term marriage. Few will argue that Tuchel's Dortmund side are the best in the post-Jurgen Klopp era, especially in the first of his 2 seasons. The German side find themselves trying to break the Bayern Munich monopoly, but Tuchel has given them as tough a time as any. In his first season he picked up 32 more points than Klopp did in his final season. In Tuchel's second year he claimed the German Cup, beating Bayern in the semi-finals. As has been the narrative in recent years, the current Blues boss presided over an impressive outfit, but in the background things were not completely harmonious. His relationship with club CEO Hans-Joachim Watzke became increasingly strained. The Dortmund chief has since spoken out on Tuchel, praising his ability as a coach, but citing a clear personal clash. Tuchel is an exceptionally good trainer, he said. Sometimes there are things that just don't work out. But I wouldn't count Tuchel among my enemies now. Thomas is a difficult person, but a fantastic trainer. The then Dortmund boss was angered and went public with criticism after Watzke agreed to UEFA's demand that the club play a Champions League quarter-final game one day after the team's bus being bombed. He was also less than impressed over transfer dealings after Watzke sanctioned the departures of several key men despite guaranteeing they wouldn't leave. Inevitably they parted ways. The Qatari-owned club desperate to win the Champions League on the pitch, whilst furthering their brand off it. What could go wrong? Success in League One is expected, but by no means a guarantee. Nevertheless Tuchel delivered on each occasion. A controversial exit to Manchester United in Europe wasn't well received, but the German led the Parisians to their first ever European Cup final the year after. He remains the only man to do so since the billions arrived at the Parc des Princes, but fell narrowly short. Tuchel though experienced far more issues at PSG than he did at Dortmund, which would seem only natural given their squad. Managing the egos is no easy task, but it was his back and forth with the hierarchy that would prove to his detriment. There are certain clubs' boards you just don't battle against. PSG is one, and, of course, Chelsea is another. Watch this space. In his final full season the club allowed Thiago Silva and Edinson Cavani to leave when their contracts were up, despite the season running over due to the pandemic. They had no replacements, and as a result Tuchel decided to talk down the club's ambitions for the season, saying, "If it stays like that, we can't talk about the same goals." Leonardo, a key figure in the club, responded by saying, "We did not like the comments, the club did not like them. Me, personally, I didn't like it. If someone is not happy, it's easy, we talk, there is no problem. But if we decide to stay, we must respect the club's policy, the house rule and the club's approach." A relationship that had turned increasingly sour ended in December 2019 after 2.5 years. In an interview with German television station Sport 1, Tuchel said he felt more like a politician in sport than a coach. Messi and Ronaldo's time will soon end, but who is set to be their heir apparent? And here we are today. Tuchel is nearing his first anniversary as coach. A European Cup is in the bag, an FA Cup near miss, sitting top of the Premier League, as whilst furthering his reputation as one of the world's elite coaches. Tuchel is utilizing Chelsea's squad well, there are few, if any, murmurs of discontent. Younger players like Trevoh Chalobah are getting a chance. The German got what he wanted in the transfer market, which hasn't always been the case elsewhere, and he has made that known. However, that spiky side he's always had does come out every now and again. Taking on players in the modern game is a risky strategy. He's called for more from the likes of Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, which is justified, but doing so via the media can go one way or the other. The Abramovich modus operandi is simple: win. He's not bothered about longevity, there's always another manager. Tuchel's character doesn't seem to lend itself to lengthy tenures at Europe's big clubs. Whilst some may see this as a ticking time bomb, for the manager and the owner it could be a perfect marriage.